Going on, family? This is True to the Strap with my not so mid weekly watch list. Now, a lot of people been asking, where's the watch list? I haven't dropped one last week. I haven't dropped one this week, and I haven't dropped one last week. And the reason for that is if the setups aren't looking too obvious, if I don't see my edge, then I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to sit on my hands, right? Being good at trading is to trade your edge, right? And when you don't see the confluences and the typical setups that I usually take, you have to know when to put the pause on things. Last last month was a very bullish month for us in the group and a very profitable month. You have to have that sixth sense in the market to know when to slow things down. And that's what I gathered. So thankfully, my sixth sense was correct coming to this week. Um, the closing of last week, we got through Friday, we had the news with Trump and his issue with China, which dumped a lot of stocks, which some of them kind of recovered. We're going to talk about that today, but even looking for setups last Sunday, Sunday that just passed, it was a lot that was standing out to me. And if it's not any setups or names that stand out, I'm not going to force it, right? I'd rather be confident in my trades than just be throwing stuff out there and hoping that it stick on the wall. That's not what we doing as traders. So we want to be professional traders. We want to trade with precision. We want to trade with conviction. We want to trade with discipline. That's it. Um, I got a few names that I do like that's setting up. I do want to note one of my something I do want to note in the market right now is this mother bar that we are currently sitting in on a week. So this is ES, the S&P Mini 500 futures, and it's basically showing the forecast of the market. And now we got this crazy outside bar, which is acting as a mother bar, and now we inside. Now, if we don't get any more news, or the good thing about this is also we are headed into earnings season, so we could get some, volatility in between this range, but things get a little sticky within this mother bar. In the past, in my trading, whenever we are stuck in the mother bar, you may get some funny price action, you may not. But from my experience, I do want to play defense inside this mother bar. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there that everything I'm sharing today could take longer than usual, depending on how we, depending on what the range is going to be like within this mother bar, right? This mother bar exists on all the major future names like NASDAQ as well. There's that outside bar. YM is that outside bar. So we open up today. A lot of names are also still inside. I know a lot to people, a lot of names look amazing. Just want to keep that in mind, how we react inside Friday's range, because now we want to get out of Friday's range. So my first ticker I'm gonna be looking at is AI. We smacked AI about a week and a half ago. We caught this bullish pennant 312 to the upside. Got that nice, beautiful pullback. It recovered pretty nice to me. Y'all know I don't like two continuations, but since we barely went above Friday's high, we would take this continuation above $19.39. That's our entry to target $20.22. And then we want to get back to filling this gap because we was on our way to fill this gap, but then we got a nice little pullback, which is something that we love to see. Now we want to push back to the upside. So I want to hit $20.22. Then we want to get to the previous quarter open at $21.26. And then we want to hit $22.07. This stock also got a bullish pennant on the weekly as well. Still full time frame constantly to the upside. I like the way AI is setting up. I'm just, you just want that continuation. This is perfect for small accounts as well. If you don't want to leverage too much, go get the November's 20 C's for a buck 55. November's 25 C's is also good for 50 bucks. Perfect for small accounts. Here's our targets. If we was to hit our targets, let's say on the 24th, we was to hit 22.82. The November's could see over 133%. So just a reference, 22.82 is only right there to get a nice pump to the upside. We could tap that in less than a month and a half. Remember, those are November contracts. We buy time for insurance, not for commitment. So More time, the higher probability of you hitting your targets. 21, 26 is right here. Only at 33%. We hit that by the 25th. Again, you don't have to get the 25 C's. Go to rock with the 20 C's, which push that to 50%. So I believe AI is a nice stock to sit on, look at. Super cheap, super affordable, nice confluences. Next thing I like is MU. Keeping it real simple here. MU is again in last week's range. We have to take out this previous week open. Once we take out this previous week open, well, the previous week open is going to be one of our targets, and then we want to hit the highs of 201. We want to hit the highs of 201. Got some nice consolidation right now happening on a daily time frame. We recovered pretty nicely. That's something I want to see. Still hugging that previous week open at 195.01. Again, nice consolidation within that range. You want that 212 to the upside, push above these highs. We could struggle here a little bit more. We could struggle here a little bit more, but if we do push, we should be able to hit 201 pretty easy. You should be able to hit 201 pretty easy. That pushes in the all-time highs. From there, we get a psychological level of 205. So let's put 205 in there. Then we want 205 after that. It, and you have an ATR of $9.04, almost $10. So honestly, if we get a nice push to the upside in tech, we could hit 201 in one day or 1.5 day, and 205 should be smacked pretty easily. So again, a no-brainer kind of setup. Go to the Analyze tab. I like the October 24s. And again, we want those 205s. Let me just bring this down here. I'm hoping to hit these targets at least by this week or in the middle of next week. So we look at the 22nd and we look at 205s. Not much to get. So again, because we got a $9 ATR, we can hit this within 2 days. So this could be like a quick day trade as well. Let's get the 17. So we hit with the next week's contracts, we hit 205, that's 89%. And 201 would be a quick 42%. And again, 201, that could happen like in a 30-minute candle per se. So pretty much like this one for a day trade, quick little day trade. If anything, is if we hit that target by the 16th. So we don't hit those targets by Monday, then red flag. But I like it for this week with next week contracts. All right. Next ticker, we want to bring it back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin got that nice dump, but the dump also pushed it back into a demand zone. I like MSTR, but I like to use a leverage ETF, MSTU, because it's way, way cheaper and then more affordable for small accounts. We sitting in this basin area as of right now. We don't have full time frame constant to the upside. We don't need it. But if you look at the week, we swept the 3-2 down, and now got that failed 2 down, and we want that rev back to the upside out of this basin area. We held the previous quarter low pretty nicely. This is where they find value at before, back in 922, long wick to the upside. And I bet if we spread this out a little bit more, you can see how they found value here again around 310. And they also found value around this range as well, as you can see. So again, these off the lows, catching this sweep and looking to pop back to the upside. This could consolidate more. If it does consolidate more, that's okay. As long as you got some time on this, you should be sitting very nice. I mean, you could put a stop or get out below the previous quarter low if we do happen to dump some more and get out for pennies. But other than that, y'all see what happened here at this previous week close. It rose above. Now we back at this previous week close. Now we want to rise back to the previous month high, which will be our ultimate target of $5.87. Now going over to the contracts, we got 21 November, 6 Cs for 0.25. So it's super cheap. And look at the 587s, right? 587 analyze. Pump that out to the 24th, still over 100%. Pump that out to the 31st, still over 100%. So these are very, very good. You got a small account. Even if you got a large account, you could load up on these and just chill. And again, you got that tight stop according to price, and you could profit pretty nice off these. Our secondary target is 527. It's a nice little 41%. But other than that, these contracts is pretty good. You could go out longer if y'all want. I haven't played MSTU like that, but it's super liquid. Look at these 17,000 open interest here at the six C's. Super liquid, super liquid. Look at the Decembers. You can even rock with Decembers. I know some of y'all would grab Decembers. Let's analyze that. Right, super liquid. The 65. Even in December's a print if we could get back up to 50, when we will get back up to 50 at $50.87. So, I mean, it's only right there. That could happen easily. We don't need 2 months for that, but we want to compensate for as much time as possible so that we can be confident in our trades. That's the whole purpose of buying time, people. Next ticker I'm gonna talk about is MCHP. Now we've been watching this one for a very long time. Didn't pan out the way that we thought it would. This is that news drop that happened here, but it recovered pretty nicely. So we could get an AMD accumulation, manipulation, and distribution back to the upside. That's the kind of play that I'm looking for with MCHP. I haven't traded MCHP like that. I will put this disclaimer out. Just buy time. Just buy time and hold. The place to hold is previous quarter low. If it don't violate that previous quarter low, then you do not cut. We could get in on the 212 here. Get in on that 212. First target is the chop or the highs of the previous month high. And then the real move is if we could break out was a pennant, kind of validate the pennant when we had dropped down here. But if we could begin to get above that previous quarter high, that's when the real moves begins because now we got that gap to fill here, and then we still have more targets at 75.15, 76.09, and 77.20. So that's the real move I was looking for in this one. It's been winding up, building up. We had that triple inside day, but it dropped to the downside because of news. And now we want to see if we get rippy and ride the momentum back to the upside. So that being said, again, time will be the biggest factor on these. I don't play these that much, but again, just the way it's just been consolidating, it could consolidate some more. So as long as we got time, we should be good. You got December's and you got November's. This was December 72.50s. Again, we hit 75.15 by November. That's over 160% return. 71.54, that's over 80% return. So look at 71.54. That's only right there. Now, this needs only one push. It can hit that in like 2 to 3 days. All we are waiting for is for this stock to just move and those monthly contracts to sit pretty nicely, pretty easily, honestly. And again, 70, 64, 71, 54, only right there. Doesn't need that much to push. They just gotta work with us and just push to the upside. And if that happens, 77.20 should be hit fairly easy, which will push those monthlies. And again, that's December up to 200% if we hit that by November, right? Here's the November contracts. If we hit that 75.15, that's over 100. So these contracts move pretty beautifully. I think it's just buy and hold, honestly. Don't think about it too much. Don't gotta sit here and watch this day to day. Let this keep winding up, and then when it's ready to pop, it's gonna pop because it can hit those targets pretty easy. It's just been consolidating a lot. All right. Next ticker I like is Google. Google, we have a bullish pennant on our weekly time frame, excuse me, right? Again, got that nice mother bar going on right there. Nice little beautiful mother bar. And then we got the inside. We could remain inside on this, but I'm looking for this move to happen fairly quickly just because it's more of a larger account move. Again, $5 point, almost a $6 ATR. We sitting at 244 right now. What we want is 251.32 as a target and 255. That'd be a $10 move to the upside. And you know that $10 move to the upside can happen in 2 days. Let's give ourselves basically on the analyze tab, let's give ourselves a week to do that. So we got some 24 expirations. And if we hit the 2256, which is right there, that's all-time highs. That's 90% at expiration with the 250 calls. All right. That's what we want. That's the ultimate target. Now, if you happen to get the next week's and we smack 251.32 pretty easy, let's say by Friday. then you're already looking at a 74% return. So next week's, this could be a day trade as well, or quick swing trade. Pretty simple setup going on there. Got that two up continuation coming out the bottom. We do have a nice 2-2 rev on a 2 day as well, and we do have possible earnings run up at 1029. So keep your eyes on that. Last but not least, CLSK. Now, I like CLSK Clean Spark for a few reasons. One of those hidden reasons, I'm only going to ship my group. But for the second reason, got a nice 312 to the upside to continue to the upside. 'Cause it's been pretty rippy. You want to get over $20.49 again. You want to get over this monthly level of $20.49. It's been denying that level in the past. So will be a little disclaimer. It could be a little issue right there, but I got something that's going to give us the confidence to know that it could push higher. And I'm gonna give that to the group. But if y'all want to get in on this, we got a target of previous week high, and then we got another target of 2472. 2472. Could consolidate some more in this range before it actually ticks up higher. But once we hit the target of 22.14, we want 2472. If we look at the analyze tab, we like November's for this, and we like the 31st of October 25C and 21C. Okay. That wraps up my not so weekly watch list. And let's see what happens. And peace.